Hey Lindy Hop Saint Pete! My name is Ariel Goh, and today I'll be sharing with you 3 tips for upgrading your following. A little bit about me. I live in Seattle, Washington. I've been dancing Lindy Hop for 12 years, and I've had the privilege of teaching and sharing my love of this dance all over the world. My favorite thing about Lindy Hop is that it lets you connect with complete strangers. You don't even have to speak the same language. I always tell people that being a swing dancer means having a couch to crash on in every city. Okay, let's get into it. My first tip for being a more effective follower is adjust your handhold. We're always using our hands to connect with our partners in Lindy Hop, so let's put some thought into the quality of that connection. First of all, you want to use the minimum amount of energy. Don't hold your arms up, let your partner have the weight of your arms. I promise they can handle it. This means more contact and more communication between the two of you. Next, use more of your hand. Are you curling in the middle of your fingers? Think about hanging off of something using your fingertips versus using all of your fingers versus even using part of your palm. Which one would be stronger? I like to bend at the base of my fingers. Think about folding your palm in half so that the leader's hand can rest in the crease of my hand, like this, rather than curling in my fingers like this. Again, more contact is better. This also means I'm using bigger muscles, the ones in my palm, versus the little ones in my fingers. Using stronger, bigger muscles actually means I can use less energy and therefore have less tension in my grip.
This is the grip I see a lot of dancers use versus where I like to grip. Do you see how curling further up my hand allowed my leader to connect further up my palm? This means we have a much more secure handhold and I can release tension from the rest of my arm. Speaking of tension,
There's a whole world in the concept of tension matching, but the basic idea is this. However much energy and engagement your partner has in their muscles while dancing, you want to match that tension with your muscles. Psst, leaders, this goes for you too. If we think of our tension level as ranging from 0 to 10, with 0 being completely limp and 10 being the tightest you could possibly be, I like to default to maybe a 2 or a 3. That might seem low. You might be thinking, isn't 5 better because it's right in the middle? Not necessarily. In physical connection, muscle tension is like the volume level. If I'm at a tension level 5 all the time, and my partner is at a 2, that means I'm speaking at a medium volume while they're whispering. It's hard to hear them. Conversely, if I'm at a 3 while they're at a 9, I can't be heard and I might be talked over. So whenever you're dancing with someone, try to match their volume or their tension level. You can practice tension matching with a friend, any friend. They don't have to know how to lead. They don't even have to know how to dance. Hold both hands and have one partner initiate putting more or less tension in their body while the other one tries to match. This is easier to feel if you have a little bit of a pull or a little bit of a push, but you can also do it while not exerting any force on each other. After a while, you can switch who initiates the changes. To add another level, you can push or pull with your arms, or with your shoulders, or your hips, and try to match where the push or pull is coming from. This builds the muscle memory that allows you to tension match while you dance without having to think about it every moment.
you might have heard in your beginner lessons that it's helpful to be on one foot at a time instead of splitting your weight between both feet. Most of us do a great job of this when taking individual steps, but typical culprits of unintentional weight splitting include triple steps and swivels. When you triple step, try to transfer all of your weight on the first step and make the next 2 steps more of a ball change. So instead of gradually working your way over at the end of the triple step, all of your weight transfer happens at the beginning and then you stay over that foot for the second and third steps. But wait, why do we want to do this?
Being completely balanced on one foot means you control where and when you take the next step. If you're not truly balanced between each step, it means you're falling into most of your steps. This decreases opportunities for you to react to changes that you or your partner want to make mid-movement. If you often feel like you miss things that happen when you're not expecting them, or if you feel like you're not able to add variations except in a few places, increasing the amount of time you spend balanced on one foot will help. Being balanced gives you a better chance of accurately going where you or your partner want you to go. It increases control, which gives you more opportunities for creativity. Swivels are a great example of where balance can add flair.
When you swivel, instead of keeping your body in the middle and then twisting your feet where they are, try collecting your free foot and centering your body completely over the foot you're on before performing the next swivel. This gives you so much time to add your own flavor and accents to your swivels because you're not running out of time before you have to step down. You can step down whenever the heck you want.
You can practice being on one foot in a few different ways. First, just spend more time standing on one foot. When you're in line at the grocery store, waiting at the bus stop, brushing your teeth, please don't stab yourself in the mouth with your toothbrush. If you want to be really dedicated about it, set a timer for 30 seconds and see if you can stand on one foot and then switch. If 30 seconds is hard, try 10 seconds or 5. The goal is to work yourself all the way up to where 1 minute feels easy.
Quick note, the best way to do this is to pick your knee up in front of you and keep your hips level. You don't want to cheat by squishing your legs together, and you don't want to develop unbalanced muscle memory by letting the free hip lift or sag.
Next, you can bring your friend back for some more quality time. Stand on one foot and have them push you until you're off balance. What happens when you're off balance? You switch feet. Practice being consistent with how much energy it takes to move you, or to power one step. If they just tap you lightly, maybe you don't move. If they push with more force, maybe you take 2 steps. Ask them to move you in a variety of directions. For extra challenge, you can close your eyes.
Finally, slow motion swivels are a great way to build balance and to get a leg workout. Practice your 1 foot at a time swivels, and don't just stay in place. Move across the floor. You want your swivels to be just as mobile as the rest of your steps. Try moving forwards, backwards, and even turning.
The last thing I want to leave you with today is a note about practice. You might want to practice all the time. That's great. You might not want to practice at all, and that's okay too. You might have other people to practice with, and you might not. The important thing to remember is that a little bit makes a difference, and there's always practice you can do by yourself. If you practice these skills for 10 minutes at a time twice a week, your dancing will probably improve even if you don't do anything else. If you're practicing mostly on your own, use the mirror. Film yourself and watch it afterward. You can delete the video right afterward if you want. These are great tools to guide your improvement with or without a partner. Finally, remember to practice with and without music. Both ways are important for our brains and bodies to process. That's it for today. I'm so happy to be able to share these tips with you. I want to make a note that these concepts are not solely mine. I've benefited greatly from the instruction of amazing follower teachers like Laura Keat, Pamela Gajutita, Joe Hofberg, and more. Look them up for lots of incredible videos to inspire you and take lessons from them if you're ever in the same city. Lindy Hop Saint Pete, I am so excited to watch your scene grow. Hopefully I'll be able to share and dance with you in person sometime soon. Until then, happy dancing.